guys, it's Chris up here from the Card Boys. Want to show off today the new One Piece Premium Card Collection, Best Selection Volume 1. This has just come out today, I believe, and this is a collection of 12 cards that Bandai has now reprinted in alternative artworks. No new cards here, they're all from previous sets and starters. And yeah, these are the cards that they selected for the new artwork. Now, depending where you get this from, it's probably going to be ranging somewhere from about $65 to $75, again, depending on where you get it. So you get one of each card per thing, so if you want to get a set, you're going to have to buy 4 of them. But just wanted to show off the collection today to see if you know what's in it, if it's worth getting for yourself, or if you just rather just get individual cards. Now, one thing to note with this collection is, unfortunately, Bandai has not learnt from their previous premium collections, and they have unfortunately glued the card on the back. What that means is basically to get it off, you're going to have to rip it under like that, which means you slightly have to bend the card a little bit. Thankfully, the glue isn't as bad as the previous ones in the Film Red and the other premium collection, so it came off pretty easy there. I mean, a simple solution, Bandai, would just to be, instead of putting the opening on the back here, instead put it on the front. I understand probably for collectability, they want to people want to show off the display maybe, but I think most people are going to be opening these, so you don't want to risk damaging your cards. But as I said, it's a lot easier than the previous collection, so shouldn't be too bad. Now, I've already opened one just to save time, just so you don't see me rip all the cards off. Now, I'm going to show you the 12 cards. Besides the last 4, which are my personal favorites, there's no particular order to this, so it's not like best to worst. As I said, last 4 are my personal favorites, but they all look really nice. So let's firstly start with Blast Breath. Now, Blast Breath is from the Starter Deck 4, the Kaido one. And if you don't know, -1 Don, and one of your characters get 4,000 power. Now, the foiling on this is pretty good. The blast itself is smooth, so there's no texture on that. And it's kind of got like a circular pattern, so it's kind of almost like a spiral. It's pretty cool. I would have liked personally if maybe Kaido was a little bit closer, just to show the how big the blast actually is. But it's a pretty cool card overall. Next up, we have Love Love Mellow. This is from Starter Deck 3, the Crocodile one. Pretty cool. If you can see on there in the background, it has like little sort of heart-shaped texture on it. Pretty cool. I almost wish like the Kaido, this one and this one kind of swap perspectives, where I wish the Blast Breath was closer up and the Love Love Mellow was a little bit further away, maybe showing people being turned to stone. But yeah, no, it's a pretty nice looking card overall. Next up, we got Curly Dodan. It's a nice looking card here. I feel like so you got the little Sabo, Luffy, and Ace in the background there. I feel like they could have maybe done it a little bit better in the background. It still looks really lovely, but maybe if they were more like actual smoke rather than like a memory, it just might have done a little bit better just with all the theme of smoke going around. But a very dramatic looking card, and yeah, overall looks pretty nice. Next up, we have probably one of the 2 cards everyone's going to be chasing in the set, the Shuru, the 2K. Just a solid 2K overall. It's got like a checkered pattern here, so you can probably see here on the camera, hopefully. So it's got like this weird sort of like I don't know if you call them triangle sort of shapes around here. And then on her actual body itself, it's like little squares that come across. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of this design. I think it looks good, but I feel like I almost wish they just went with one or the other. I feel it just makes it a little bit busy. But yeah, this is probably one of the chase cards just because it's obviously really good in Gecko. It's going to be good in Lucci next set, and it's just a solid black 2K staple. Next up, we have the other probably chase card of the set, which is the Ice Age. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of this one either. They got some weird sort of like divide pattern here. I don't really know what they're doing. It's like breaking. I don't know. It looks a little strange to me. I don't really understand what they were going for with it. It still looks like a very lovely card, but it just seems a little strange to me personally. Like, I don't know if you can see it there, like kind of like has like almost like broken glass. But no, overall, I think it's still a very nice looking card. But yeah, not my favorite of the set. Not my favorite. Next up, we have Paradise Waterfall. This is probably my least favorite one of the set. yeah, it's just a little boring because like obviously this is supposed to be new artwork for these cards, and this is very similar to the normal version of it. Like it's a little bit, obviously it's a bit more dramatic, but yeah, no, it's just not different enough in my opinion. I feel like they should have done something else with it, but no, it still looks very lovely. But yeah, it just feels like out of all of them, this is the least alternative. Next up, we have Thunderbolt. This is a really cool card. So if you can see on there, it has like almost a lightning effect coming out from Big Mom itself, so going around now. And it just really fits really well with the theme of the Thunderbolt, obviously, again, thunder. Yeah, no, it just looks really nice overall, and like, yeah, really cool. We then got Amanda. Amanda, yeah, nothing much really going on with her there. It's a very nice full art 2K. Similar with Paradise Waterfall. It's not too different from the original, but it is quite nice. It's really very pretty. I think it's just, yeah, it'll be a very solid 2K that, you know, every category players gonna be playing, as well as, you know, putting for set 8s. So yeah, very cool card. So next we have my top 4. These are the ones that I personally think look the best out of all of them. You can agree to disagree, but I just think personally, to me, I'm not basing this on, you know, usability either. This is just based purely on looks, but we will go over after this what I think is actually worth getting in this set. So first up, we have Bruno Festa. The reason I love this card is it's just so dramatic. Like, I don't know if you can see if in his hair here, but he has like different waves in his afro. So like they're all going in different directions, and it just makes the card look really nice. And, you know, being a searcher, you know, you're probably gonna be playing this card very often. So yeah, it just looks really lovely, and it's just a very dramatic pose. It just looks really cool. I can't really say much more. That looks really cool. We have Nami. This Nami looks fantastic. Like, I think like probably like a lot of people, I was very disappointed with the OP02 Nami, the super as well as the ult. It was just boring. Like, you know, as an ult goes, it's extremely boring, but it's also extremely expensive for no particular reason. So this should have been the ult. Like this dramatic posing, the background, like she's got texture on her hair here, like, well, not hair, but like the puffy thing, whatever it is. And like the background's got like just a lot going on. It's just a fantastic looking card, and I really wish they did this for the ult, because yeah, this looks 100% better than the ult. Next up, we have Radbeam. I mean, what can you say about this card? I mean, just looks awesome. Like, it just looks, you can feel the power coming from Frankie in this shot. Just like, you know, the blast, you can see all the little texture coming around. Like, yeah, it just looks absolutely fantastic. And they really put a lot of effort into it. But overall, my very favorite card of the set, and I'm very surprised at this as well, I thought this would be like one of the worst, is actually Pacifista. They went hard on this Pacifista, like, oh my god, like, if you can see here, so the light goes all the way around, it's like smooth like the blast, but it has like a circular pattern going outwards, so it's like, you know, showing like the light pulsing almost. So as you're moving it, it looks like the light's just pulsing outwards. It looks just so cool. As well, if you can see on there, he actually has a red eye, you know, indicating he's a robot. But yeah, they just went super hard on this guy. It looks absolutely fantastic. And I really wish that, you know, Sentomaru was still a play that you could do in One Piece, because I would play this hands down. I'll play Croc just for this, because it just looks so good. But yeah, guys, that's the set overall. Now, I guess the question is, you know, is it worth getting this set? You know, if you're buying it, say, for $70 for 4 of them, you know, that's $280 you're spending. Are you better off just buying individual cards, or, you know, maybe even avoiding the set altogether? Well, let's have a look at it. So, much as I love Pacifista, you're probably not going to play it. As I said, the Sentomaru play isn't really viable anymore just because there's so much removal in the game. It's just a bit slow. If it was similar to Ohm in the sense of you could just play Sentomaru and then you could play Pacifista from your hand, or, you know, look at top 5 and play, maybe it would be viable, but having to put 2 Don under it and then use ability is just not particularly great, especially right now. It's just a bit slow and clunky. Radbeam, I think, is a solid card to invest. Unfortunately, red isn't going to be played much for this set, or even set 7. But Radbeam is, you know, such a good card. It's so versatile, a lot of different red decks, that I think it's definitely a solid investment to get some of these. Nami's an interesting one, because On one hand, this card is stupidly expensive right now. I think for the regular supers, it's like for a set, it's like $120. It'll probably go down because we are getting the OPO2 reprint, but also Uta's not really being played this set or next set particularly too much. So it's not a card that I would say you have to chase after, but in terms of just getting an annoying card to play a set, this is probably a good idea to get them now because people are going to be breaking these open and you'll probably be able to get them decently cheap. Bunafesta, you're probably not going to be playing too much of. It was seeing a lot of play in green, purple Doflamingo, but now that we have the Baby 5 searcher, it's not really seeing much play. So the only thing you can really play this in is Shanks as well as red, purple Uta, but fortunately, neither one of those decks are particularly great. So realistically, even though it looks really good, you're probably not going to be playing it much at all. Amanda, it's a solid 2k. As I said, it's being played in Katakuri. Fortunately, Katakuri does kind of fall off a little bit going into set 7. We'll have to see what happens in set 8, but definitely it's probably going to be a card that's going to be played in Pudding. So probably not a bad idea to get some of these. Thunderbolt is a similar thing to Nami. It's just not really seeing much play. We are obviously getting Reject Ban next set, but looking ahead at set 7, you know, what's been played in Asia after the ban, Katakuri's not being really much played anymore. As well, you know, we have that new 6-cost event for Enel, so that's just kind of replaced this. So I would probably say it's not really worth getting that one too much, unless, you know, some really good play was Pudding. You're probably really not going to be playing it too much. Paradise Waterfall, it's not a bad card considering that we've seen a lot of the carrot stuff coming out in set 8. There's a lot of resting and restanding stuff, so it probably will be actually a surprisingly useful card in carrot. But as of right now, it's probably not really like a great card, but it is a pretty solid, you know, event card. It's a low cost and it allows you to restand one of your characters, so that's pretty awesome. Ice Age, yeah, definitely is probably, as I said, Ice Age and Shishiru, you know, they're 2 chase cards for the set. I don't think anyone's not going to be playing these in set 7, as well as, you know, going to set 8. Again, these are just 2 like they're just staple cards for black, so definitely probably not a bad idea to get those. Curly, I would say is probably middle, just because like it's a solid red card. You know, most red decks will be playing it, but unfortunately red isn't being played too much next set, as well in this set even. So I would say probably, you know, it's a solid investment just to get like a copy of it if you can get it for cheap, but like it's not a card that you desperately need. Love Love Mellow, I would say probably you don't really need Love Love Mellow, to be honest. We do have, you know, Boa Hancock coming out next set, but from what I've seen, not many decks really play it too much. And, you know, it's a good card, it's searchable, you know, because it's 7 Warlords, so you can use the Sengoku to find it, but yeah, it's just not really a card that it's probably seeing much play, and you won't be seeing much play over this set, definitely. Blast Breath, similar to Rad Beam, it's just like a really good event card to have in your deck. Most purple decks will probably be playing it, that or the 0-cost event, but yeah, it's just a solid card to probably get if you're able to get it. So I would say, yeah, it's a card. So essentially you got 4 cards you're probably never going to play, 4 cards that you might play, and 4 cards that you probably will play, but even out of those cards, realistically, you're only going to be probably playing these 2 most likely, at least in the foreseeable future. So yeah, guys, it's really up to you, you know, what you're feeling. You know, if you're like me, I just wanted this card for the set because I'd rather just have them all. But, you know, if you're wanting to buy individually, you know, that's a good idea as well. There'll probably be plenty of people online, you know, selling these cards. So, you know, just buy the ones you want. They all look fantastic. So, you know, none of them look bad at all or anything like that. So, yeah, they're really cool. But, you know, one other thing to remember as well is that we are getting a lot of reprints. So if you're not really caring about, you know, the alt versions, besides from, so this one's starter, and this one. So only these 4 cards are from starter decks. The rest of these are from the actual booster boxes. So we know we're getting a reprint. So if we have a look here, so that's OP2, that's OP1, that's OP2. Both these are OP2. So, you know, we're getting an OP2 reprint, so these will come back out. Besides these are uncommons, so it shouldn't be hard to get the regular versions. And same with these as well, you know, these are both uncommon, but we are getting reprints of OP01. To note though, they're not apparently going to be big reprints. So, but again, since they're, you know, not particularly high rarity cards, it shouldn't be impossible to get them for decently cheap. These two cards are from set 4 and 3. Now, we haven't actually got any confirmation that those sets are getting reprinted, so very unlikely, but they are just commons. So if you can see that, they're just common, well, sorry, Amanda's rare, sorry. But they're not going to be difficult cards to get. So if you don't really care about the alts, you probably can buy all these cards particularly cheap. You know, it shouldn't be too hard to track them down. But yeah, you know, that's the product, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I am very satisfied with the cards themselves. I think they're really awesome. But I also understand, you know, spending, you know, $280 to get, you know, a set of 12 cards isn't ideal for everybody. So, you know, I hope this video has been informative. You'll be able to have a look at the cards and decide if this product's for yourself or if you'd rather just buy individual. But yeah, guys, that's been Christoph from the Card Boys, and catch you guys later.